Before hopping into the video, I would like to ask you all to check out my Twitch because I would like to start streaming, and I may stream more often than I post videos because I don't have very many ideas. Anyways, on with the topic of today. My Hero Academia, or should I say Mid-Hero Academia. If you're part of the anime community, you probably already know that My Hero Academia is like the clown show of all anime, or of popular anime, or just the like general punching bag of the anime community because of its fans being strange, for lack of a better term. It's kind of like the Planet Fitness of anime. I saw a little comment in my last video that made me curious as to what was going on with My Hero, because the last time I consumed any of it was season 5, and many people didn't like it because they said it deviated too much from the manga. So I wanted to find out if that was true. I also didn't like season 5, but I don't know if it was because it deviated from the manga. It wasn't. It was just because it was so fucking boring. Season 1 is pretty good. Not much to say about it. It's really just introducing you to the world of My Hero and to your little crybaby bitch ass main character known as Deku, or Midoriya. Not much happens in it that I can remember, but the last episode, I think it is, when All Might versus Nomu, it was probably one of the coolest shits I've ever seen at the time. Season 2 comes out, it's more of the same. It's better than season 1, but it's nothing too special. Season 3 is next, it comes out, it starts off pretty good. But after the fight of All Might versus All For One, it starts to go downhill. At the end of season 3, though, you get a huge reward for sitting through all of it. You're introduced to probably the coolest character in the show, Mirio Togata, the absolute uber Chad, the man who deserved one for all. He shows up, beats up Class 1A, and then dips. And that's when season 3 ends. Season 4 also starts off pretty good. And again, after the halfway point where Midoriya fights Chisaki, it starts to go downhill. Season 5 starts off pretty mid. It's really not that interesting, the character's training arc. And then it kicks into the villain aspect of My Hero, which many people say it's the best part of My Hero. And I say it's fucking boring. Who the fuck cares? Look, this may just be my retarded, uneducated retard opinion, but everything that happened in that part of My Hero was just so unentertaining to me. The villain for the villain was like not even fun or anything. Fucking Dr. Doofenshmirtz looking ass. But this is the season that got me to read the manga. Why? Because everyone complained that, or at least the My Hero fans complained that they changed way too much from the manga, which they didn't. They left out like one chapter, I think, that was about Spinner. And all that chapter accomplishes, or like shows, is that there's racist people in My Hero, and people were complaining that was left out. They're pretty much the KKK of My Hero. They even have like their own 3-letter acronym. I think it's like CRC or something, Creature Rejection Clan. I think this would have been a fair criticism if these characters made more than one appearance, but they don't. And sure, I think it's introduces racism, but that's not the first time we've heard of racism in the My Hero verse, I don't think. And even if it was, there's plenty more times later on in the story where race has come up. But that's about all the changes for season 5. And there's like a filler episode, but who gives a shit? It's pretty much the same. I don't know why people complained about it when it was airing, but it did make get me to read the manga, so I guess them complaining was a good thing. And after all that season 5 bullshit, we kick off into, I don't know what the name of the arc is, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good part of the story. This part of the story is where they storm the League of Villains and it becomes a massive war detrimental to all of humanity. Well, I mean, it starts off as only Japan, but it escalates. While reading this part of the story, I found it quite interesting how Shigaraki was getting new powers and he was becoming this ultimate being, and you actually uh, see him and you think he's an actual threat. But I think that is my big problem with My Hero, and it may be a lot of people's problem with My Hero, and that everything is just fucking. It's too positive. Everything's too sunshine and rainbows. And I know this might sound retarded. This may sound like, oh, of course it's not edgy enough for the berserk guy, but I don't think that's what it is. I enjoy plenty of shit that's not that dark, such as Bleach, Dragon Ball, Koen no Katachi, and even One Piece. I've seen 70 episodes of that, and I enjoy it a pretty good amount. But in My Hero, there feels like there is no dire consequences. Like Shigaraki literally impales Bakugo and like decimates fucking what's his name, Gran Torino, and they're both okay after, like by the end of it. Like you'd think this old ass man got like fucking obliterated by the power that's like 100 times All Might's, and he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna chill in the hospital and recover for a bit. There is a point in the story where Midoriya goes on his own and he starts fighting crime. He becomes like a type of vigilante, and he looks like super gritty and like he's covered in blood and guts, and he's like not guts and shit, but like he's covered in filth from all the fighting he's been doing and not taking care of himself. And I thought, oh well, maybe Midoriya, changed as a character. Maybe he thought his bright attitude was bullshit. That's not gonna save lives. It would take more. But no, at the end of the day, he's still the same fucking cheery ass cinnamon roll ass fucking guy. And I just feel like that's kind of something that couldn't exist in a superhero society. And he even wants to save Shigaraki, like in a weird kind of way. I mean, I've been going into spoilers, but extra spoilers. Midoriya has his own type of world where he could see the visions of One for All, and Shigaraki could invade that One for All world. And when they're both in that world together, Midoriya says that, oh shit, it looks like he needs saving. And I don't know what any fucking person who would try to save someone as evil as Shigaraki, because the man is evil. He he literally, there's like a whole thing about him that's like he's evil because he wants to be. He hates because he wants to hate. It's kind of like Goku and Frieza, but imagine Goku trying to save Frieza and trying to like redeem him in some way, which just wouldn't fit. I also find Shigaraki's backstory to be pretty weak. To me, it kind of felt like Horikoshi was trying to give like, oh, he's only like this because of his backstory. But to me, it felt like he was evil, or he was going to be evil no matter what. At least those are my thoughts on his backstory. I feel like a better villain to try and redeem would have been Dabi, but of the current chapters, I'm not sure where that's still going. I am fully caught up, by the way. This most recent chapter, I am not sure what actually happened. I'm not very analytical, as you could probably tell from this video. I just know things that I like, and I know things that I don't like. Or at least I think I do. Speaking of things that I like, Endeavor. Endeavor is the probably the coolest character besides Mirio, and he's probably the most interesting character in My Hero. Endeavor's story and the type of man that he is just everything about him I find a lot more interesting than anything that ever happens with Midoriya. And Mirio too. Mirio is also another character that I think uh, was a lot more interesting and cooler. And he got shunned when he lost his quirk. He was out of commission for a long time, and when he comes back, I think he's back only for like 2 chapters, maybe more. I read through chapters fast, so sometimes I think one chapter is still like 5 different chapters. But he's around for a bit, but he doesn't accomplish much, which is weird because earlier in the series you hear what's his name, Eraserhead say that, oh, this guy's the closest to being number one even among the pro heroes. So you'd kind of expect him to do a lot more. You'd expect him to be more involved in this Shigaraki fight, but it's just something that doesn't happen. And if it did, then it's so minimal that I don't remember. When it comes to Midoriya's growth, the only thing that I can see, and mind you, I may be wrong, I may be a complete fucking idiot, but the only thing that I can see is that he's a lot stronger, which to me doesn't constitute as growth, and he doesn't cry as much, which, I mean, I've done the same shit and I'm like not no hero, so this may just all seem like a little rant, and maybe it is. And I do like this story at times, but there's just a lot of things that I can't really get behind. I think that's where I'm gonna end the video. And if you just enjoyed my rambling, consider liking, subscribing. Uh, what else is there? Comment. Tell me whatever you want to tell me. And please check me out on Twitch. I do plan to stream. Just hopefully I find a good enough time to stream where the majority of you could check me out. And you could even ask me questions on anime or give me ideas if you want. That's about it. See ya.